In the 15 plus years that I've been recording and mixing from home, there have been a bunch of aha moments that have taken me to that next level. Whether it's skills that I've learned or miking techniques, and there are no shortcuts in audio. Mostly you have to learn from practice and experimentation. And as some of you know, I try to make this growth process as quick as possible for you guys with things like my mix guide or my weekly mix training. But one thing I rarely talk about is gear. And the reason for this is that I truly believe that you can make pro music from your home with whatever you're using today. But I do believe that certain pieces of gear can make this process a lot quicker and easier. So it would be unfair for me not to tell you guys what pieces of gear helped me grow over the last 15 years. Now, one skill that it was essential for me to master in order to move from an amateur to a pro was tracking. And this skill would have been so much harder for me to perfect without one piece of equipment. And I'm gonna tell you why. And what I'm about to talk about is just my personal experience, so you can take it or leave it. Behind me, just right back there, are two UAD Apollo interfaces that I track through. And what they allow you to do is process your home recorded tracks on the way in, no matter what DAW you use. Now I'm gonna get into why I think this is so important, but by using one of these interfaces, you basically have CLA's big studio with all that outboard gear in a little box. Most of us don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on gear like this, so this is obviously a much more affordable option. This means that we can use tape machines, preamps, EQs, and compressors while tracking. And by doing this, the printed recorded file in your DAW is much, much closer to that final sound. Now, why is this so important? Well, there's a few reasons. And the first reason's simple: awesome sounding tracks inspire. Maybe you're tracking your buddy's band and your friend is tracking guitar to the awful sounding drums that you just recorded in your basement. Now, these not so great sounding drums aren't going to inspire your friend to play any better. But if the drums you just recorded are punchy and crisp, this is going to definitely influence your friend's playing. And if you're someone who wants to get into tracking clients, you are going to need to work as quick as possible. And it's going to be important for you to get the best sounding tracks in the recording stage as possible. Another reason why the tracking stage is so important is because it influences the mix. If you're spending time fixing issues in the mix, you're simply not going to be as creative. We want to be thinking, wow, this vocal sounds amazing. What can I do to make it sound even better? But if the vocal sounds like trash, that means you're going to be spending all your energy on just getting a decent vocal mix. And to compete with the pros, we need to be better than decent. Now, you might be thinking, I don't have the money to spend on one of these Thunderbolt interfaces. Well, a UAD interface is certainly not going to be as cheap as like a Focusrite or a Presonus, but they do have some more cost-effective options. But at the end of the day, these interfaces are more expensive for a reason. Now, I realize that these may be out of reach for some people watching this video, and I am in no way saying that you can't make amazing sounding music with a budget interface. I did it from my old basement for years, but I did have to work a lot harder in the mixing stage. And this video is just sharing my experience and letting you guys know what helped me to grow to the level I'm at today. And like I said, at the end of the day, the most important parts of growing are going to be experimentation, practice, and repetition. So keep it up and let me know if you have any questions. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure and go grab a copy of my home studio mix guide with your go-to EQ and compression settings for all your tracks, and also go ahead and register for my online mix training that I hold a couple times a week so that you can learn how to turn your home recorded tracks into a professional product.